Hello. Yes, it is not a fake. It is me. I am back. I'm back. Quick update before we get into the video. If you guys are wondering where I've been all these months, I want to have been gone for almost 6 months. I have been in the process of moving for the past 6 months, and it has not been going the way that it's supposed to go. I'm still not in my apartment yet. And I was putting off filming until I got into my apartment, and I just figured like it's just been too long, and I don't want to go so long without giving you guys this face, giving you guys the looks, giving you guys the hair, because as you can see, I'm blonde, and what do you guys think? I like it. I love the blonde. But yeah, I felt like it was long enough of a hiatus, and I didn't want to stretch it out any longer. So yeah, to make a long story short, I'm still in the process of moving. You guys will definitely know when I move into my apartment, because I'll definitely do an apartment tour once I have everything situated. But for now, this is what we have. But today's video, let's get into it. As you can see by the title, it is going to be a first impressions of the new Juvia's Place Complexion products. And this is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation and the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer. Before we get into the actual review, one thing I would have to say is that customer service goes a long way, and I think that their customer service could be a bit better. There was a mistake with my order that I made, but I was unaware. Like, you'll see more in the video, but it was my fault, but it was a truly honest mistake because of the way that they set up their website. And I contacted customer service about it. Just like I ordered the wrong shade of something, and when I contacted customer service about it, they were basically like, I contacted them like 20 minutes after I made my order when I realized that I made a mistake, and they're like, oh, well, it's already been confirmed and sent to shipping, so there's nothing we can do. And I'm just kind of like, but there is. You could cancel the order and let me reorder, but okay, sure, let's go with that. But as you can see from this bomb ass skin, we made it work. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about what that issue was. So we have foundation, which retails for $20, and you get 30 milliliters, which is a fluid ounce standard foundation, and the concealer is 10 milliliters, 0.34 fluid ounces for $14. And basically what we're gonna be doing today is testing it out and seeing how it looks first impressions wise. This isn't something I'm gonna be wearing throughout the day. I probably will update you on how this wears on my Instagram. So if you are not following me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those links will be down below. Please check them out. Instagram is where I be the most, so that's where you would find me if you really want to find me. And if you really love this look, I did post this look as a Insta tutorial. What is it? Instagram TV. So what we're going to start out with first is obviously the foundation. I picked 3 shades, and the shades I picked were Ibiza, Tangier, and Martinique. So let me put this in the order that they go. So you know how traditionally the lightest color is number 1, and then it goes 2, 3, 4, and it gets darker as it goes along. What Juvia's Place is the opposite. The darkest color is number 1, and then it gets lighter as the colors go higher. I wish I had known that before I made my purchase. Let's just say that. I wish that was disclosed somewhere on the website before I made my purchase. Now, I purchased the shades Martinique, Ibiza, and Tangier because, let's face it, online it's really hard to tell what color you would be. And I don't know when they're going to release this in stores, and I really wanted to review it. So I just had to take a shot in the dark. And they're only $20, so I figured, what the hey, let's just get 3 and see. So I did it based on photos. What I did like that they did with the foundations was that they put models, like faces, to the colors, but it still was kind of hard to tell. Now this is where, here's the thing, they just posted today, I'm trying to get to it, hold on, they just posted today, I think it's been a few days, maybe a week since this has been out, they just posted a complexion comparison chart like comparing it to other brands. Here it is. So let's go to the shade comparison list that they just put out today, which is like a week after launch, or maybe a few days after launch. I wish they would have launched this with the launch, like they would have given us this information with the launch. So for Martinique 550, that is comparable to Fenty's Pro Filter 220 and MAC Studio Fix NC20. Not gonna happen. That ain't for me. Okay, I ain't nobody's NC20. Maybe I can use it as concealer. We'll see. Then we have Ibiza, which is 530. That is compared to Fenty's Pro Filter in 255. Also too light for moi. I'm still gonna do some swatches for y'all, but that's gonna give me Casper the Friendly Ghost. We're not going through that, especially in these summer months, okay? That brings me to my last and final shade, Tangier 520, which would be Fenty Pro Filter 310 and MAC Studio Fix NC40. Finally, this, by the grace of God, is something I can work with, because in MAC, I am like an NC40, NC41. I tell you guys this all the time, but I use NC42 because I like to be a little bit more tan than my natural skin tone, and then I'll go in with a lighter concealer. So hopefully I can make this work if it is exactly the shade that it's compared to, the NC40 and the 310 in Fenty, because I do wear 310 in like a dash of 320. I'm gonna start with a little mist of Fix Plus. I already have moisturizer and everything on. I'm using the MAC Fix Plus Watermelon Fix Plus. It's not out yet. It'll be out by the time this video comes up. It'll probably be out in a week and a half, maybe a week. And then I'm gonna go in with some primer. Now this is huge. This is huge because y'all know y'all girl don't like primer. I'm not a primer person, but the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So I'm gonna pop a little bit. So I'm gonna put a little bit of that on. Maybe I should do like an updated favorites video because it's been a minute, obviously. So I'm using my beauty blender to blend that in, and I'm just concentrating this primer on the areas that need the most opportunity, like have the most opportunity, like my nose and basically just my T-zone. Right, so here are the colors here. Here is the shade that's supposed to be the closest match for me, which is Tangier. Then, oh wow, my finger got in it. Then here we have Ibiza, which is the second lightest shade, and then here we have Martinique, which is the lightest of the shades that I picked. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. Looking at the swatches now, I kind of feel like I could get away with that middle shade, which is not Martinique, which is Ibiza. I kind of feel like I could get away with Ibiza, but we're gonna do Tangier because on the comparison chart, that is said to be the closest color to me, and it does look to be the closest color. So I'm just gonna get this on my beauty blender, and I kind of feel like that's a lot. So, ooh. I think that was probably too much. So what I'm going to do is on one side we're going to blend out with a brush, and then on the other side we'll do the sponge. So here we're going to do a beauty blender. First things first, this is definitely too yellowy for me. I'm a little bit more neutral than this. So I will have to go in with the other color. Secondly, she is thick. She is thick, honey. She is thick. And I prefer a much thinner foundation. That is so yellow. That is yellow as shit. That is yellow. Okay, so we're gonna go in on the other side. And I'm buffing it in with a brush. I'm using the BH Cosmetics 124 brush, if you are interested. Hoping to shear it out a bit. I don't know if you could tell, but the brush shears it out. You could clearly see like it's heavily yellow on this side, and this side is more of like a tint of yellow. So my beloved beauty blender, you're gonna have to sit this one out, child, because I can't. This is really thick. Like, she is thick. Okay, so this is way too yellow. Like, way too yellow. So we're gonna go in with, you know what? I'm gonna use Ibiza. Oh my God, like this is bad. This is not good. The coverage is actually decent. I don't mind the coverage. I think the coverage is, yo, nah. This is not the move. Like, no way. Let's try the lightest color and see what we get when we do that. And that one is Martinique 550. Let's see how it looks. A tad bit better than the shade that's supposed to be for me, which is Tangier. So I'm gonna take a little bit of Tangier, like the smallest amount. That looks better. So I'm gonna mix those colors together on the Beauty Blender, and I'm gonna press this into my chest just to get it going, and then I'll use the Beauty Blender to blend it out. And I'm gonna go in and blend. And that gave decent cover. Yeah, see, okay, yep, that's a really nice mix. That's a really nice mix. I like that. So I'm gonna take Martinique, which is the lightest shade again, and use it as my concealer, because I can't use these as my concealer because they're too dark for me. The coverage is really nice. I think the finish is a little too drying for me these days, but it looks flawless. It really does. In person and on camera, it looks quite flawless now that I've gotten the color match down as well. But I still feel like I look really jaundicey, and of course I can't use these because, like I said, they're too dark, and I'll show you them in a minute, but they're way too dark for me to use as any type of concealer. So what I'm going to do is go in with a concealer I normally use just to balance me out, because this, to me right now, I look way too yellow, and I can't live life like this. So I'm going in with MAC Studio Fix Concealer in NW24. I feel good about this. So we're gonna set this. I'm using my Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. In person, I look decent. In person, I don't look bad. It is a bit heavy. Now what we're gonna do now is talk about the concealers. Again, did not know that the concealers were labeled from darkest to lightest. So I picked shades 7 and 8. They don't have names like the foundations, and they are way too dark. Here is shade 7. That's shade 7. Here is shade 8, which is a little bit lighter in comparison. So yes, here is 8. Here is 7. I'm gonna take one of my favorite brushes, which is the Sephora Pro Mini Flawless Airbrush number 56.5. And I'm gonna buff that in. And that doesn't look bad. That looks really nice. I don't really care for cream contour on my nose. It doesn't go with my contour method that I use for my nose these days. So I'm not going to use it on my nose. But it does look really nice on the skin. It blends out quite nicely. I do like the way that looks. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is do the rest of my skin. And then I'll come back and show you guys the finished look. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I think it actually all came together quite nicely. I think once it settled in and I added all of my products, everything looks great, and it looks really nice on camera as well. What I want to do is take a flash test and see how it looks with flash. So we're going to do front camera flash and then back camera flash. So let's take a selfie. Guys, this photograph's really good. Oh wow. And FLASHBACK? Who is she? Don't know her. FLASHBACK is not a thing, honey. My face is matching my neck and everything looks good. Like, this is good. This is good. Don't know her. Don't know who FLASHBACK is. Never met her. Never experienced that. And honestly, I'm actually glad it worked out the way that it did, because even with the comparison chart, had I went with what I thought I would be, like the NC42, it would have been way too dark. I think the consistency of the concealers is really nice. I love the doe foot applicator. I love how large the concealers are. For the price, $20 and $14, you get a lot of product. The one thing that I will have to say about both of these formulas is that you do need to work a little quickly, because they dry down quite quickly and they will lift. And I experienced some lifting on my nose, and I still have some lifting on my nose, which I'm surprised the camera didn't pick up, but I have some lifting on my nose and I was able to kind of cover it with bronzer. But for the most part, the foundation went on really nicely. I was surprised to see that it blends better with a brush than it does with a beauty blender. If you want the maximum coverage out of this, use a beauty blender. If you want it to be a little bit more on the natural side, then you want to use a brush. And even then, with the brush, you still won't get a very, very natural look. It's still going to be like a medium coverage foundation. Cannot deny that it looks flawless, but it is going to look like you have makeup on. And if you don't like that look, you won't like this foundation. I don't mind it, because every finish has its place. And I feel like this finish is great for photographs, it's great for video, and it's great for long wearing situations. If you've tried either the Juvia's Place foundation or the concealer, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of it and what your experiences were. I would love to hear what you guys think. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. And yes, the bitches, welcome back to me. Bye guys.